Welcome to today's Loading Growth Workshop. I am Janalee, by the way, and I am one of the members of the Brainstorm Dear Hit here at Loading Growth. And I'm joined here today with our speakers, Ian and PJ. But before we start, I would just like to cover a quick house rules to everyone that this session is a workshop. So to get the best out of it, please make sure that you downloaded the workbook. I have sent it on a chat. And if you haven't already, just check on the chat. And since this is a business space, a focused workshop, we require everyone to turn on your camera. Let me see your beautiful faces. All right. Let me see. Yeah, I can see here Justin and some of the people. Thank you for joining us. And Ian and PJ later on will be asking for feedback, right, and comments from you during the sessions. So we allowed you to turn on your microphone if you want to talk. And just turn off the microphone as well if ever that during the discussion. All right. Now let me introduce to you our speakers for the day. We have Ian Markram. He is the founder of Loading Growth, who is the main driver of the business and have spent all of his professional life in the industry, consulting in the largest company around the world. Ian Markram is a global IT service thought leader, and he won a multiple winner of Business Review Weekly Award. We also have here PJ Davis. PJ is based on the Gold Coast in Australia. He's the general manager of Loading Growth and the lead coach of the lead generation program, LG90, where he helps IT consultancy, services, and software firm owners to get major traction with their businesses. So he will be our co-host for today's live workshop alongside Ian Markram. Let us all welcome our speakers for today, and I will now give the floor to you, PJ and Ian.
Okay, great. Thanks, Janalee, for the introduction. Like Janalee just said, guys, it's interactive. Please put into the chat when we ask questions and so forth. You can unmute your mics and have a discussion with us. Just bear in mind that there are other people in the room, and if you've got noise outside of your workplace, it might be a bit distracting for other people. For those guys that are driving, we understand that you can't put your video on, otherwise my guys might have a crash. So that's all good. The session is being recorded, so it is available for you guys after the session for those people that have to jump off. And let's just jump in. So who we are. So as I said, we are based up on the Gold Coast. I am the coach for the LG90 lead generation program, because a lot of businesses either have problems with scaling the business or lead generation. So with regards to scaling the business, Ian Markram does the E12 program.
That's me.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. I'm jumping in there quickly. That's me.
Right. And then I'll do the LG90, which is the lead generation. So I'll just hand you over to Ian quickly. He can just give you a bit of an introduction on himself and his program and how he operates the business.
Yeah, thanks, PJ, for that. So as PJ mentioned, we've got two components of the business, and it's really around lead generation. Companies, IT services business have issues around finding leads and generating leads, nurturing leads, and that whole process. That's what the LG90 program is all about. The E12 program is all about scaling, taking those leads and scaling those leads and growing your business. So I'm personally talking to at least 20 clients I coach a week, at least on average. We're one of the largest businesses of this type throughout the world. And we've got a large team of people helping us make sure that we take our clients on a transformation, a journey where they have the time and freedom and the desires what they want, all in the IT sector. That's our background, and that's what we do in that area. So we've got the 4 programs. The Everest 12 is really what I focus on. It's my jam. It's my love and my passion. And it's really a 12-month program. Nothing can be solved in 5 seconds, as you know. And the lead generation is the next session below that. That's actually what PJ focuses on. That's his jam. And he makes sure within 90 days that our clients are getting bookings and meetings and talking to prospects and leads through that process, and it works really, really well. Okay, but once again, it's a systemized approach, and we're going to show you a bit more about that later on. The IMA is a solution that we use. We tie that all in with our programs. It's a marketing automation solution, and it helps our clients as they grow. You can actually grow with that solution and use that solution as a backbone core to your system that you can leverage to do either leads, marketing, or your sales process. Okay, it's a marketing solution for marketing agencies, and we use that solution to do that. It comes with templated approaches, playbooks, and content for each of the areas that we push out. So it could be webinars, email marketing, landing pages, anything to those things. We have that content captured in that, and we're going to give you a quick 5-minute demo on that at some stage as well, because a lot of our clients use that to accelerate the journey in their lives. Okay, RTVA is really an offering that we have with our team. It's our brothers and sisters in the Philippines. They're the ones that look after us and make sure they do all the work for us around some of this marketing activity for lead gen, and even in the E12 around scaling their businesses. We've got a team that's offshore there that basically is really, really good on actually helping them basically grow our companies and the companies we coach for that. So at the end of the day, that RTVA business is phenomenal. We've got a team of people out there in the Philippines that help us remotely and help our clients remotely around the world. So as I was mentioning on, there's two types of clients that we normally engage. And it's the one that doesn't have the money for lead generation, but they do have the time to do the work. So that's the option two, basically. They don't have the budget to outsource it and pay for lead generation, but they have the time to actually do it. And that's the starter pack. We're going to talk about that in the next couple of slides. The other option is for those clients that are basically have got the money and don't have the time. They want the full premium components, and I'm going to go through that now. So we really basically have in this diagram here quite a detailed section on what the starter to premium does. And the reason why we go through this now, not at the end, is because everything we're doing, there's a bit of a foundation. Everything we're doing is basically leading up to why you need these packages, okay, and how to execute with them properly. But also the content that PJ is going to go through, and I'm going to go through later on, you can take those lessons and those tips and tricks and actually use those to do things even without these packages. If you really want to do it yourself and you don't have the money or time or pay and whatever, you're still going to get a lot out of this, okay? So we've been doing this for a long time. And nearly 6 years, okay? The starter package really is, as you see at the bottom, it's a do-it-yourself package, okay? And the do-it-yourself package is really, it means you're going to do a lot of work. And the amount of work you're going to do is the client commitment at the top there is 10 to 15 hours, okay? It does give you results, folks, okay? It's just a time factor, 10 to 15 hours for a lot of people. You're running a MSP or an IT services business or a software business, it's just not doable. Unfortunately, LinkedIn doesn't work if you don't put the effort into it. Okay, it's pretty hard. The next slot on the right-hand side is 1,500 per month. That is roughly 8 to 10 hours a week you got to commit. Okay, so the price goes up because obviously we're going to do a little bit more work for you guys. But it's still, once again, a do-it-yourself model. Okay, you get all these activities in there. You get all those things in there in the IMA platform, which we're going to go through a little bit later on. You get the LG90 coaching. You get all those type of things. The Elite, which we get a few customers every month signing up on. The Elite program is a $3,000 monthly, but upfront is a $3,500 to get you up and running. Okay, it comes with 2 hours a week required for the first month. And then after that, it's 1 hour for 2 months afterwards. And it's a done for you model. Okay. Every one of these models, you basically get a bonus for that. Okay. It's really
Can
important.
I ask a question? Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's a PFC?
Perfect. Good question. PFC is basically a perfect future customer. Okay. We will go through a process where we work out who your perfect future customer is. We actually highlight that is. In IT services, a lot of people don't know who the perfect future customer is. They think they know. We got to go through that and work and really tease that out. Any marketing campaign, any approach you're going to have in any area, your PFC has got to be really honed in on. The messaging, the targeting, the touch points, all that stuff's got to be there. So good question. Okay.
So my other question is
Yep.
as a managed service provider,
Yep.
Using Facebook and other social platforms
Yep.
to drive lead generation, which essentially is what this is.
Yeah.
Do you see that as a good match?
For us, it's really, we've done this for a while now. It's LinkedIn is the best approach for, if you're an MSP provider, LinkedIn is the approach. Okay. And it's a slow approach. It's a 90-day really to get the leads come back. We don't rush up and sell hard. That's not the way it works. You got to build trust and everything. Around the Facebook, it doesn't really work. Instagram, it does a little bit, but really, if you're going to spend any money, it's going to be LinkedIn. Will be the first port of call. Email marketing is also there through LinkedIn. There's a whole approach we have on that. That would be the next port of call. Okay, and we see all the results we get through all our clients that we do this over and over again. Any other questions at the time? At this point, I know it's just a bit of a sales pitch at the moment. So
sorry, I do have some other questions. Another question
yeah.
is,
yeah,
are you going to run through as part of this presentation some case studies?
We can do that at the end. We probably won't have time because we only got an hour and a half, and we want to give as much to you guys as possible, so you learn a lot at least you get something out of it. But we can always catch up later, and we can go through some live case studies and examples, and you can meet people if need be. What the IMA solution does is it takes away a lot of the stuff. It's really important. You have to have a backbone marketing automation solution. It takes away email marketing. It takes away SMS, separate fees, website builder, call tracking, surveys, all these type of things, booking forms. It's got a CRM component into it, tracking, all that, all is a part of the solution. Okay. So it's really, really important to understand that what you get is not just our services to help you get the right messaging, the positioning, and to get you to do the messages and actually follow and track you through it, but it's the solution below that needs to support it. Okay. This is an end-to-end solution that works through that process. Sorry, PJ, can you go next slide? Right, so we're just going to go on to a brief, quick demo. I'm going to quickly just jump onto my system that went down just beforehand. Hopefully it's up and running now. It is. So I'm just going to quickly show you what the IMA looks like. Once again, I do everything live. So if anyone gets to know me and works with me, we do everything live. We don't do pre-canned because we like to, do things live and show exactly what's happening. This is our IMA environment. Okay, right now live. This is the loading growth one. This is all you people on today, all the emails you get, all the links you get, everything else is automated. The SMS marketing, or if you got SMS, or the LinkedIn marketing you received is all through the system. Okay, the team behind it basically sets it all up and it runs like a machine. All right, this is a typical dashboard. You get into any pipeline, any software, you have it. If you're an MSP provider, you have order tasks and those type of things. This is totally different. This is a marketing automation solution, not a task management or job inventory type solution. Okay, for those that are MSPs, but for services environments, it's typical IT service environment. This is what it looks like. Okay, in here you'll see as you go down, it comes up with all the appointments, all the tasks that you have to have around. All these things are generally automated. Okay, it's automated. It's not manual. All right. Once you've done that, here you'll see all the reports all the resources that are coming through. So here are the bookings we've had recently: 15-minute calls, 45-minute calls, the webinar. So this would have been here 30 registrations we would have got in the last couple of days. I think we had 160 people in the end register from all over the world. Some will only watch the replay because they're in different regions. That's all cool. That's fine. But at the end of the day, This type of report tells you exactly what it is. We don't do any Facebook ad spends. It's too expensive. We've tried that many years ago. And the Google, basically, My Business just shows you how many interactions we've had, direct and indirect. Now, a lot of people have a great website out there, but they're not getting any traction, any campaign, any mechanism to draw them to a website. And one of the things in LinkedIn we do is we get the tracking on the websites for our clients, and you'll see that actually at long last, people go to your website, but you've got to have a landing page and you've got to have a call to action that matches the message right up front. Okay. If you don't have all that messaging sequence work through that contact journey for your potential customer, you'll fall through. Okay. And that's the challenge. A lot of our clients don't have the time to invent that and learn that and do that. And that's what we take our clients through that journey. Okay. Here you'll see the last 12 months. This has fallen through actually, and we just spoke about it internally today because we've reset it and we actually have got it on a different account. But here it just shows you the amount of view pages in the last 12 months, just for our website, and the visitors to that. So that's just the dashboard. In each of these areas, we have the conversations. So we're having conversations by text message, by email, all of it, phone calls. So if I hit your play, Josephine, one of our customer success reps, is actually recorded this whole session for the phone call. All right. So, if you're a one-man show, you don't need this yet, but it's one of the actives that you'll need when you get 2, 3, 4 people. Okay. You want to see what's happening. You can actually see what's happening. SMS is back and forth. Our clients worldwide are using the solution. So if you're in New Zealand, Australia, England, or the US, the solution works for you. We have different providers. We sign up on that we've signed up and we service to you guys, and you'll see that as you join. So that's really, really powerful to go through that. Anyhow, we have the calendars. So just go through here. You have templates, all these templates we bring to the party. So you guys just leverage that, lift it up and use it over again. In the calendars, what we have here in the calendars is you basically have all the calendars that we have as a team. So if someone needs to book a time in for a discovery session or a brainstorm session, they know the availability, and the person that's going to book that in will see that. They won't see what's in the calendar, obviously, if it's busy, but that's exactly how the calendars work, and the appointment setting and everything else works through that process. The contacts basically are all the contacts that we've sucked out of LinkedIn in this example, or people that have signed up for stuff. So every one of you guys would be in here. And if we had to click on any one of these people, you'll see that there is a whole series of information, activity, webinars, the reach, tasks. There might not be anything here, or appointments might not yet happen, but everything here is captured. Okay, so this person who's come to a website, registered, he's now there, all set up, ready to go. If you're building a business, you've got to take the long-term view, 2 to 3, 4 years out. And this is why at some stage you'll go back to these people when you get some downtime or some availability, and actually see that they've, where they've touched, where they've been. There's a whole lot of things up the top here. We won't go through that. Opportunities is really where all the deals are. They're tagged as well. You can actually tag them, and you actually can basically sort them, scan them. All these things, by the way, there's a mobile app. You can do 99% of the stuff on the mobile app. Okay, here's our deals right now. It automatically moves from cold, agreed, hot, call ASAP. So if something happens, it actually then the lead pops up, and then you actually make a phone call through a process. Payment solutions, marketing, websites, landing pages, all the automations, email marketing, reputation, reporting. It's a ton of stuff. I'm not going to go through all of it now, but that's what it does. Very, very powerful solution. That's the backbone of what you need to do. Even if you're a one-man band, start to get onto it and move your way up. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing. PJ, are you good to go if I stop there?
Yep.
Great. Do you want to take over? So hopefully that wasn't too fast for you guys. Just to get that. We've got an offer here. PJ, do you want to just talk through that offer quickly?
Yeah, so guys, just, this is the last bit of, and then we're going to actually get into the live session, is for you guys that are on the call now, is obviously we've done the starter pack, the medium and elite. So for you guys that want to get onto the starter pack, that have a lot of time, that actually want to get onto this journey, For the first 3 months, we'll give you guys $250 off for the first 3 months. Okay. The same for the premium. We'll give you guys $500 off for the first 3 months. And the lead program is what we will go through basically today, exactly what we do for our clients based on this workshop. Okay. Now that's a once-off fee of $1,000 because the package that we're going to show you guys is $12,500. Okay. And we're going to show you a live workshop and exactly what we do, how we do it with all our clients. Okay. Now, obviously, for you guys that are on the call, is we would like you guys to book in a session with us by the end of the month, meaning that if you guys book in a meeting with us by the end of the month, and you don't have to have the meeting in by the end of the month, but in 2 weeks' time or a week's time that you guys want to have a chat and you have booked in a meeting with us, you guys will qualify for this savings. Okay. Well, good. Okay. So we're going to move on, guys, to the live workshop. This is our interaction on what we want to go through. The first question is, just type your responses into the chat box if you can, or you can unmute yourself. What are your guys' current goals for lead generation? Okay, what's your goal for lead generation? Just type in, is it growth, brand awareness? Generally, if you can read out any.
Daniel says growth.
Right, growth.
Robin said brand awareness.
Point of lead generation. Anyone else?
Acquire customers.
Customers.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
Brand awareness.
Okay, brand, yeah.
Managing leads and qualifying.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Managing leads.
Yeah, identifying target market.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay, it's okay, Scott.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, so that they will be built. What else, guys? Growth.
Anybody else?
Acquire customers. Do we have acquire customers there?
Customers. Yeah, we got customers. Okay, good.
What else? Career goals.
Okay, so what do we do here at Loading Growth, for lead generation? What's our goal? What are we trying to achieve when we go into the frameworks and methodologies and what we trying to accomplish for our clients? Okay, most important is value. Okay, we want to build trust and influence the people that we're trying to market to. Okay, the other thing we're trying to do is reach. We want to reach our target audience and we want to build a quality network. Okay. The third one is visibility. Now we want to have an omnipresence on all the marketing channels that we can. Okay. Because we want to be very visible on our social media platforms. Okay. Predominantly on LinkedIn, but on Instagram as well. Facebook to a lesser degree. Okay. We want to also influence. Okay. We want to build a quality community. Okay. And most importantly of what we're trying to achieve at the end result is we're trying to make profit. Okay. We want quality clients that we can go nurture, market to. Okay. That allows us to add to our bottom line. Okay. I just want to chat about these core areas. Now, value is you need to show that you guys are experienced in your product or services. Okay. You guys got to create content regularly that targets your PFCs, your perfect future customers or clients on their pain points. You've guys got to make sure that what you're marketing to them, you understand what their current pain points are and what your solutions can provide to relieve that pain point. Okay. You guys have got to be the ultimate solution. Okay. So you need to make sure that you highlight on how you're going to solve their problems. Okay. Now reach. Okay, you got to build relevant connections. Okay. So you got to connect with like-minded people, professionals, and leaders in your field that are specifically to your target audience. Okay. You've got to make sure that the connections you build are relevant. Meaning is that when we go and send out messages, they are the correct people that you're trying to market to. Okay. There's no point having a scattered approach to LinkedIn. It doesn't work. It's got to be very specific. When we run LinkedIn campaigns, we're very targeted. We go one campaign at a time for a specific industry. The reason being is the language that we talk with regards to that industry and those influencers and decision makers are different. That's why we have a very targeted approach on how we go and reach and build a community. Okay. The next one is visibility. So we've got to create high content, and it's got to be quality content that's targeted to your target audience. Okay. If you guys are giving content, fresh content regularly, you guys are engaging with your target audience. Your visibility, reach, and you're adding value all comes together. Okay, you got to share information and engage your content on a regular basis. Now, does that mean we have to engage every single day? No, it doesn't. Our approach is that we engage with our target audience twice a week. We do have what we call a weekly client machine that we've designed, and we take our customers through that. But instead of a weekly client machine, we do a monthly client machine because people are busy. You know, we produce newsletters and so forth that go out once a month. We also create blogs. We create fresh content, but we've got to have that it's a high quality content. Okay. You've got to create multiple pieces of relevant content. Okay. And you also got to be very engaging on your target audience. Okay. Influence. This is important to highlight what you guys can offer. Okay. And your approach to LinkedIn marketing strategy is what you can do for your customers or clients will set you apart from your competitors. Okay. So every time that you create a post, okay, does it show that what you can offer to your client? Does it tell them a story and what sets you apart from your competition? You need to identify your customers' problems and pain points, and knowing that you'll be able to provide a solution to that pain point. Okay. Profit. So we need to identify your target audience. Okay. You need to focus on that target audience and the target market. You've got to initiate engagement with them. And remember, guys, aggressive pitching to people does not always work. Okay. We've got to nurture. LinkedIn is about nurturing your clients and your perfect future customers. Okay. And that will ultimately provide and produce quality clients. Okay. Have you got any questions, guys, on that? Does that all make sense? Thumbs up, everybody, all good? No questions? Okay. Now, a lot of clients come to us, obviously for lead generation, is because they currently don't have any leads, and that they have a problem in generating leads because they don't have a framework or methodology. Okay, so the typical three problems they have is they don't have enough leads. So clients generally, if they want to get leads, they pay for lists, which is very expensive. They don't have enough clients, so they don't have opportunities. Therefore, they don't currently have sales, and they have limited new clients. And of course, the big one, like Ian has described, is they don't have time. They can't access time, and they can't even get time with their current or new clients because everybody's busy. Okay. So we're just going to do this exercise. C is for challenge. So what is a challenge? Sorry, challenge. Okay. Problem number one is no leads. Problem number two, you don't have opportunities. And problem number three is you don't have sales. Okay. So we need to achieve a result So what result can we achieve by doing lead generation? Okay. The solution, we can connect with people. We're going to show you a framework how to do that. We can go and engage. And more importantly, we can go and convert these leads into paying clients. Okay. That's basically what we're trying to achieve using our framework and methodology. Okay. We're trying to connect to the people. We're trying to engage with them through marketing, and we're trying to convert them into paying clients. Okay. So we've got to try, and the call to action is we've got to show them this is the action plan that we need to do. So we need to sell them this process on how we actually connect to people on LinkedIn. Okay. Ian, I'll just hand over to you now just to chat about the difference between sales and marketing, because there is some confusion about this topic. Just on mute, Ian.
Thanks, PJ. I'm just going to just share my screen.
Sure.
If that's possible. Quickly just draw this. This is really important. A lot of people get confused with this. Okay. And I've over the years trying to explain this to people. And if you even had to Google it, you know, what is a lead? You basically will be very surprised what Google comes back at. All right. So at some stage after the session, Google what a lead is. But really, it is broken up into two areas: marketing, lead generation, and sales. It's not the same activity. It's two distinct activities, two different processes. A lot of people think it's the same process and get confused. So when we talk to people, they go, oh, yeah, we know how to do sales, but we can't get the leads right. So when we solve that problem, and then they get an avalanche of leads, and then they can't actually close the deals out. And then we have to work with them on that process so they get the sales. So most of our clients who are just like you guys are technical people generally. They aren't sales and they aren't marketing related. Okay. And that's the challenge we have, real big challenge. And that's why the lead generation program is, that's what it's all about. But if you think about it this way, leads, you know, are nurture. So you nurture leads and you educate them. How do you do that? Well, you need a systematic approach. Okay, you can't run up and knock on everyone's door and throw a proposal all over. It just doesn't work. Okay, so you've got to have an approach that does that and make sure it really works well. That once you've got them keen and interested, then it goes into your sort of CRM component. That's the funnel. Okay, that's the traditional stuff that we all think of. The dashboard I showed you early on with the big funnel and, you know, X amount of money at the top here and, you know, how close you are and it's weighted and all that stuff. That's sales. We have scripts for people on how to do a brainstorm session and also how to do a sales closure process. At this session, what we're talking about right now, we're just trying to get new leads, new marketing, new activity around that. We can't do everything in an hour and a half. Okay, that's what we're talking about today. Really important to understand marketing and leads. That's what it is. So when I speak to people, they say, oh, leads is someone that's interested in my service. No, that's not correct. That's an opportunity. And that opportunity belongs in sales. So opportunity is here. Okay. And a lead is here. A lead is your PFC, which is your perfect future customer. And that's email or a mobile phone or a landline. That's what you need for a lead, if that makes sense. Then you've got to warm that lead up and take them and nurture them through into when they're ready as an opportunity. And that's when the sales hat comes on. Okay. Obviously, you guys are all good at this part. Like, honestly, if I had to do a thing here, you're all famous for that. Delivery. You know, what will happen is this is the normal story. You got to solve that. Then you got to solve that. And then you got to solve this because you're going to have to hire more staff. So we help people do that in the E12 program. That's really important to understand that. All right, PJ, I'm just going to let you, is that all good? Hopefully that help. Any questions on that slide? It's just a basic slide that marketing and lead generation, that activity is a separate activity. You've got to really hone in on that. And then the sales is a different activity, and there's delivery. And now if you're one guy, or you got a team of 5 or 20 or 30, you might have guys across all 3 of them, one person. Okay, and that's a challenge. That's where it happens. Okay, any questions? Let me know. Otherwise, I'll pass on to PJ. PJ, I'm going to stop sharing. Let you share.
Very good. Okay, so leading on what Ian has just said, okay, is vastly important that we understand the 4 components or key things about marketing. Okay, now the first one is, this is highly important on lead generation, is the message. Okay, message and your audience. Okay, I'm sure all of you guys have got messages on LinkedIn to connect and so forth, but how do we actually cut out the noise from everybody? Okay, that is the key, because if you cannot connect to your perfect future clients, there's no ways you can start building a database and start actually nurturing them and educating them. So your message is vitally important on LinkedIn. Okay, and that message has to resonate with that audience that you're trying to target. Okay, number 2, making it easy for your ideal customer to buy from you. You need to know what your core service or offering is. And you got to make sure that the people that are buying it from you understand that. Okay, so you've got to understand who your ideal customer is. Okay, you've got to share your offer, okay, in the right place. That's why we use LinkedIn. Okay, LinkedIn is a very powerful database. And the 4th thing is, you guys have to have a mechanism or process on how you guys go and measure results. Okay, don't be scared, guys, to go and measure or try things out. Go and adjust your messages if they're not working, but you need to have a mechanism on how you go and measure your results. Okay, it's key and it's fundamental, because it enables you, the quicker you'll be able to go and actually measure results and see that things are not working, is you can go and change tack from there. Okay, and like it says at the bottom, guys, it takes focus, direction, and commitment to do lead generation. Okay, that's what Ian said right up front. Lead generation is all about what you put in is what you get out. And it is a long sequence. It's about nurturing and educating your clients, or your perfect future clients. Okay, is there any questions, guys? No questions? Okay, I'm going to spend quite a lot of time on this, because this is a fundamental part of LinkedIn and lead generation. And all of this stuff is what we do for our clients in the Elite program. Okay, and it's how do we create a conversation? Okay, now typically there are 3 components of marketing. We've got outbound, okay, we've got inbound, and we've got authority. Okay, so outbound marketing is seminar series, cold calling, trade shows, and such like that. Inbound marketing is the strategy where you create content, social media tactics, and spread brand awareness. And then authority is finding the balance between information sharing and show more of the authentic human side of your business. Okay, so that's just the differences of what we do in outbound, inbound, and on authority. Okay, so what we want to focus on, there's 3 core components to the majority of this, all to create a conversation. Okay, so we'll go and look at the first component under authority. Okay, you've got to go and provide an offer fit. What does that mean? Okay. Do your perfect future clients understand your offer? Okay. You have to create the right offer into the right audience. Okay. That is key to make sure you don't have that scattered approach. Go with one campaign at the time that suits, with that offer that suits your audience. Okay. Part of authority is you have to have a LinkedIn profile. Okay. That is key to lead generation. Okay. You have to have client social proof, meaning that you have to have a client-facing profile. So it's sort of like a mini website, or it's a landing page. You've got to use media in your space, in your profiles, and you've got to make sure that each section that you're talking about on your LinkedIn profile is talking about key components or services or products that you guys can deliver. Okay. Your LinkedIn profile has to talk to your audience. Okay. It's about your company. It's not about you. It's about what you guys can do. Okay. Important part of authority is social proof. Okay. You've got to show people on LinkedIn that you guys know what you're talking about and you guys are the right people to go and work with. So that's endorsements, recommendations. You know, if you guys have got current clients, go back and get testimonials from them. Put testimonials on your LinkedIn profile. That's all going to add social proof and be able to show your perfect future clients that you know what you're talking about and you have got a solution that can actually resonate with them, and actually their pain point is going to be covered with you guys. Okay. Is there any questions around authority, guys? Any questions generally in the chat?
So far, they're all listening well, I think.
Okay, good.
No questions yet.
So outbound. So within outbound, we've got targeting. Okay. So what does targeting mean? Okay. On LinkedIn, we've got Sales Navigator. But Sales Navigator is another beast that people don't understand if they don't use Sales Navigator. You've got to understand how to use the filters to target people on Sales Navigator. Now, this is, like I said, all of this that we do is part of what we do for our clients in the lead program, is we go through targeting. It takes us about a week to go and target people and come up with a list for our clients. It's a lot of work behind targeting. And you've got to understand how to use the filters. So you need to make sure that those people that you're targeting on LinkedIn, okay, are the right people, that are active on LinkedIn, and your message will be able to resonate with them. And they're the actual people that you want to do business with. Okay. The next is message. This is your message framework. Okay. In our LG90 that we do, there's a specific message framework that we use to actually go and target and get across your message to your specific audience on a different sector, because there's influencers, there's decision makers, different industries talk different languages, people have services, people have products. How are we going to approach it with different profiles with regards to, are we going to go and target the influencers first with this specific message, and then are we going to go and connect to the decision makers? Okay. How long does this take? How long does it take to nurture people? Do we do follow-up mechanisms, all that? So your framework in messaging is hell of important. Okay. And not to insult them on day one, is you got to go and do a nurture sequence. Okay. It's vitally important. Okay. The next part is engagement. Okay. Do you have an engagement strategy? How are you going to go and generate engagement with your target audience, with your messages? Okay. Because I'll tell you a little quick fact. Nobody cares about your business until they actually care about you. Okay. So on your profile, you've got to come across with a person that's approachable, that you know what you're talking about, and you can actually add value to their business. Okay. Any question on outbound, guys? Before I move on. Okay.
So far, no questions yet.
Right. Inbound. So within inbound, we've got content. Okay. Now, this is hell of important content. Okay. We found on LinkedIn that personal posts about your business and what your company is all about with regards to your employees, what you guys are trying to achieve and all that, has a greater impact on people that go and view your content rather than you going to go and tell them about your company, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Yes, we do a mixture of personal content on businesses and what products and services, but it has to be a fine balance. We've got to go and actually show people who we are. We've got to build content that is easy for the consumer to consume and it's relevant to your target audience. We've got to go and do that on an ongoing basis. Now, as I said, we do that twice a week for our clients. Okay. And as Ian says, it's also the IMA. It's a hell of important to have that in the background. So it's actually doing the work for you. Okay. Another very important part of lead generation is nurture. Okay. We've got to go and nurture clients. We've got to go and educate them and tell them what your core offer is and what you guys are doing so they understand that you guys are the right people to deal with. Okay. Part of that is what somebody earlier said is lead management. Okay. Lead management is hell of important. We've built a huge database that we get all the leads in through LinkedIn and we put them into our designed lead management system. So we understand all the conversations that happen, where people are. Where are they in the sequence of the message framework? Okay. How much content have they consumed? How much content have they not consumed? That is highly important. And as I said, all of this work we do for our clients ultimately comes down to conversations. So we do all of this work, guys, part of the program with our clients, just to create daily warm conversations. Now you can see there's a lot of work that goes into lead generation. And all of this comes together and to create conversations. So there's a lot of work that gets done. Okay. Is there any questions on that, guys, on what it takes to create a conversation? Okay.
I think.
Well, PJ,
Yeah.
let me just highlight a few things there. It all starts with your offering. A lot of people got too much to do. Even if they are a small one-man band, MSP type company, they're trying to do everything. That's fine. That's cool. You know, that's how it works. But at the end of the day, you can't lead like that. You've got to actually lead with an offer, right? An offer that they know they need, your potential future client needs. That's really important. Don't try and do everything. Yes, you might actually do the services of everything, but when you lead with an offer, it's one thing or two things. You make it really good. You make that offer so perfect that people understand it and want to grab it. Okay, so it starts with the offer lead, offer fit, making sure that really works, and it goes around, as PJ said, you know, it's a profile, getting the profile right, the social proofing, the targeting, the framework. How do you engage? The content and the nurturing, right? That's what makes it successful, right? This whole methodology, all this IP that we have, helps our clients accelerate from A to B, all right? We've been doing this for such a long time. We realized this is how the machine needs to work to actually get results. A lot of people have tried. I bet you every one of you has tried marketing and got zero money return on it. Can anyone put their hand up if they've actually got a lot of return from marketing? doesn't look like there is many hands going up. It's not, it's hard. When I had my IT services business, folks, I just spent 150 grand a year. Okay, I got it to 25 mil turnover. Sold it to one of the largest companies on the planet. But that's not the point. The point is, even when I had all the money, I would hire all the best people and they still couldn't get results. IT services is a crowded market. There's a lot of confusion and customers don't give a shit about IT. They could be a multi-billion-dollar company or a small, $50,000 client that you'd be pitching at that don't care about IT. They just want something to happen. So you've got to change that wording, that messaging and offer. Okay, it's really, hopefully that helps there. PJ, I'll let you carry on.
Okay. So the next I just want to do an activity. This is activity that we actually, when we onboard all our clients and we have calls with, we do this activity. It's called the LG90 snapshot. So you guys who've got workbooks, I want you guys to actually do this. If you get anything out today, do this activity, guys. It's going to highlight exactly where your problems are, what's working and what's not working. Okay. Again, part of this is you've got that and you want to score yourself out of 60. Okay.
Yeah. So PJ, let's get a challenge here. Let's get this little bit of interactive happening here. Let's get everyone to go through this. And if you don't have the workbook, you can just use a piece of paper or your iPhone. Add the scores up. It's not difficult. I would love to hear a score from each one of you guys and ladies on this call today through chat. Okay. So when PJ goes through, score yourselves and let's see where the results are.
Okay. Because this is going to be interesting to see on the people that are on the call, where people are accelerating, where people have got difficulties. And we understand when we do this for the clients, we know what the results are going to be before we even have the discussion. Okay. And we want to see if this actually will work with you guys. Okay.
In fact, so, if I ask, a really good point there, PJ, if I ask you guys individually what your turnover is, I can give you roughly where the score is going to relate to. Because this, I know it's lead gen and I know it's basically but the sales conversion. But unfortunately, that's the problem that you guys battle every day of the week. You IT delivery guys. That's what's my background. All right. So that tells you if it's not working, you got a small company and you're going to battle for the rest of your existence. And that's just unfortunately the fact. It's a bit hard, but it's true. All right, PJ, let's go for it.
Okay. So guys, the total scores out of 60. Each section that we're going to go through, okay, is 20 marks. Okay. So the first one we want to have a look at, guys, is we're going to have a look at the systems. Okay. And how do we connect and build our community? Okay. So the first of all is people. Now, what does people mean? People means, do you guys have clarity on who your target audience is? Who are these people on LinkedIn? Do you know where they're located? Do you know their roles? Do you know what industry they're playing in? Okay, so how crystal clear are you guys out of 10 on knowing your target market? Okay, guys, this is an honesty because you're going to get caught out. If you try and put a big number up there, I'm going to call you out. Okay, and I'm going to ask you who your target audience is. Okay, so once you've got a score in there, just type in a score and we'll just get an average and we'll put an average in there. Okay. Think about it, guys. People, how well do you know your target audience? Okay. Have you got any scores coming up there generally?
No, I haven't received any yet.
Come on, guys. Come on, guys. This is an interactive workshop.
Daniel says
Oh,
10.
10.
You said you want us to write it down.
Yeah, put in the chat. Put in the chat
On the
channel.
chat as well. Okay.
Cool.
Super said
Who said
9.
10?
Daniel.
9, 10s. We got 9 and 10s.
Yeah. Kishan
Okay,
3. Tony 6.
9, 10, 6, 3.
Mhm.
Okay. Anybody else?
We have Peter 7, Robin 6, Gareth 6.
Okay, cool. So I take it we're just going to put a 6 there on average. Okay. 6. Right. Platforms. Okay, what do we mean by platforms? So do you guys have an automated system or a CRM system where you can go and put all these people into your target market? You know, who these people are. Have you got a systemized approach on how you do this? You know, whether it's a CRM system, a spreadsheet, is it automated? Is it manual? Out of 10. So the more automated it is, the bigger CRM system you've got, the higher your score is going to be. If you don't have a system at all, the lower it's going to be. If it's not automated, it's going to be lower. Okay. So just out of interest, can anybody tell me what CRM systems do people use?
Daniel says 8, Tony 8,
Yeah. Okay.
Peter 7. Daniel's using Suit CRM.
Okay. Right.
Peter's
Okay.
using Salesforce. We have Rashid HubSpot. He's
Okay.
using
Most
HubSpot.
people use HubSpot. Yep.
Yeah, HubSpot also for Tony. Salesforce for Robin.
Okay.
We have 3 for Krupesh, 4 for Garrett.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll go in with a 6 again. Okay. So that's a total of 12. Okay. For the group score. Okay.
Just pause there for a second. When guys say using HubSpot, there's the different components of HubSpot. What we are talking about, a marketing automation solution, and HubSpot terminology would be the marketing hub component of that, which is about 1,750 AUD if you're in Australian dollars a month. Okay. Not the small scaled version or the free version. It's the full marketing. That's an automated solution. So that's what IMA replaces basically. A lot of our clients move off from HubSpot when they join us and move on to that solution. But that's a real solution, not just CRM. Salesforce has got a similar thing for, I think it was Tony on that. They've got a different module with that, but it's really pricey. Anyway, carry on, PJ.
Okay. So the next part we're going to go and look at is engage. How do we go and engage and generate interest to our target audience? Okay. We've built a community. We've got a platform. We know who we want to target. How do we actually go and engage with these people? Okay. There's 2 components that we look at in marketing. We go and look at passive marketing and we go and look at active marketing. Can anybody tell me what passive marketing means within LinkedIn terms before you start scoring yourselves?
Hello.
Yep, let's talk. Who's that?
Yep, my name is Rashid. So I
Rashid.
guess
Yep, Rashid.
best marketing. Yep. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I guess best marketing is when you post interesting content and you kind of got like inbound leads who read your content, who like it, who follow you, and then you got new leads.
That's more active side. So if you're going to go and do blogs, newsletters, produce content on, as I said, news blogs, video content, that's more active marketing. Does anybody know passive side of the market? This is very important, guys, on LinkedIn. Does anybody have an idea of passive? Because if nobody has an idea, then everybody scores 0. Nobody knows? Okay,
Being on
passive
LinkedIn.
market. Who's that?
Peter says being on LinkedIn, and Keaton says copywriting.
Okay,
Thank you.
passive marketing. What is passive marketing? One of the tactics we use for passive marketing is we know that we want to go and connect to a specific person. Okay, we've done a research, we know who they are, they're active on LinkedIn. What we do is then we go and socially engage with them. We go and like, comment, talk about their newsletter, talk about their feed, and interact with them. We haven't sent them a connection request yet. We're interacting with them. Okay, that's passive marketing, guys. Okay, that's what we talk about passive marketing. Is we don't want to go and send a connection request. We want to go and rapport with them and see that they know who we are. We don't want anything. We're just going to go and chat to them about their feed. Okay, and we're engaging with it. That's passive marketing. Does anybody do that? Nobody does that.
We have here a question from Peter. Okay,
Sure,
what
sure.
happens if our target customer is too busy to play with LinkedIn?
Sorry, is?
Too
Yeah.
busy to play with LinkedIn. If the
Mhm.
target customer is too busy, who's the target customer? Because we know a lot of target customers. Who's the target customer?
CFOs.
CFOs?
Mhm.
Okay, great. All right, good question. So, look, one of the biggest challenges when you're trying to connect with people on LinkedIn is, are they active? Because that's the biggest challenge. And we go through a process to make sure that when we're connecting with our potential future customers, they're active. We actually do a lot of research in the background. So it's not coming across spammy and you don't get blocked by LinkedIn. Okay. So that's the first thing. They've got to be active. And we do a thing over 30 days. Are they active? So you basically get a report of people who are your PFCs within 30 days who are active. Now, the next part to that question was, if the CFOs are too busy, how do you get hold of them? It's a good thing. You have to use the influencer. So the CFO in this situation is a decision maker, or the CIO, decision maker. All right. So you've got to build the influencing model around that. Normally it's 5 to 6 people that influence a decision, depends on how big the price point is of the service or product that you're trying to sell. But that's exactly what you've got to do. You get the influencers working through that. And then you actually then connect to the CFO or the CIO. Or you make a phone call in, or you get an email and you send an email because we get the details for you. And you see a one-off email to them if they're not getting hold of your LinkedIn. So there's multiple different strategies that come out of this, not just the one. Okay.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
here also, Ian, a question. How do you know if they are active?
Yes, we've got a whole lot of people. We call them Sherpas, but they are a godsend to us. These are the people we've got in the Philippines team that go away and make sure that they're active. Okay, there's a whole process that goes through that scraping. It's all legit. You're allowed to scrape if it's for GDPR reasons. You can do that, but you can't buy lists, but you can scrape within certain bounds. And our Sherpa team does that and takes a week for each client to go and scrape. A couple of people go and do that in the background and come back with a list of active people. Okay, it's a bit hard not to. That's one of the offerings that come in there. Hopefully that helped. Any other questions?
I'll have a question from Daniel. Does viewing their account on LinkedIn count as passive? Just viewing.
PJ?
No, it doesn't. Going to go and view their LinkedIn profile, it doesn't count as passive. You actually have to be engaging. So if you go and like, comment on some post that they've done, it's best to go and say, like, if somebody posts a video, you actually go and watch a video and say, I like to comment on minute 5 about this. And then it picks up that person and sees the person make the comment. People come back to you, great. What were your thoughts behind this? So when you start having a once-off conversation, that's when you ping off the connection request. It's an easy, there's no friction. So, hey, I've just sent you a connection request. Can we connect? Yeah, sure, no problem, because we're engaging.
Yep. Another point there, 750 million people are on LinkedIn. Not all of them active, but majority are, number one. Number two, the features that are coming out, because we're such a heavy user of LinkedIn, we get early access to creators, modes. There's a whole lot of stuff. We're actually live now on LinkedIn through this webinar. Right. So if you're actually one of our connected to me on my LinkedIn profile, Liam Markram, it would have come up as live feed. Now, Facebook had that for a while, obviously still has, but LinkedIn's only coming out of it now for certain people. Their whole roadmap around what they're going to do to actually help people create good content and everything else is phenomenal. They're spending $250 million US on just the new functionality around the creative mode and content mode, okay, this year. So it's all coming to a head. It's going to be better and better. So get onto the platform and start using it. PJ, carry on.
Okay. So I guess nobody could answer the question, therefore it'll be 0. Okay. Active marketing, guys. So this is how frequently fresh do you guys create content? Now, this is blogs, posts, newsletters. How often do you actually create your own content out there? How often do you actually repost somebody else's content relevant to your target audience? But you've got to be engaging somehow and always showing that you guys are active on LinkedIn. Okay. So just think about it, guys. Put in a score in the chat there. How often do you guys do create content, fresh content? How often do you engage it? Is it weekly, fortnightly, monthly?
Yeah, good question. There's another question there. Sorry, I didn't see that. I'm just going to answer that while you guys are putting the numbers in there. People annoy me all the time on LinkedIn. Why would I want to be one of them? The reason why you're being annoyed is because you're not investing in their relationship. You're not building in their community. You're not being part of their community. You're not being a really trusted recipient of their content. Generally, that's what's happening. So it's not authentic. That's the challenge. So if you just spam people, they're just going to delete you, bang you out, and you're going to be de-ranked through the algorithms, through LinkedIn. All this takes a lot of effort. That's why we have the Sherpa team doing that for us. We have people logging on. I haven't been on LinkedIn in 2 years, folks. I've got people doing it for me. I'd rather be talking and coaching to my customers, to you guys, moving you from A to B. So that's, but when we do engage, it's with authentic stuff. We give them really good advice or tips and tricks. There's a whole lot of content that we give them. So people take it all the time and they lap it up. And one day they'll be ready to buy from us as a service. That's what you have to do. If you just connect with nothing, you're going to be annoying. You're going to be spammed. That's the answer for that question. So PJ, carry on. Sorry, mate.
Okay. Any scores there, generally? Out of 10
We
for
have
active?
14 out of 20. 14.
Okay. But anybody mark an active marketing? There's 14 to go.
Yeah. Daniel,
Okay.
5 out of 20. Isa, 3 out of 20. Ruben, 5.
Okay.
Like average 5.
Okay, cool. Right. Now we move over to the next portion, which is convert. Okay, so how confident are you guys developing a system where you guys can go and qualify and convert your potential PFCs? Now, this question is not to people that are referrals. I'm referring to new people that are coming into your sales pipeline. Okay. How good are you guys clear and confident on going to make sure that your qualification system works, and how effective is your conversion rate? So qualification system means, do you guys have a sequence or a 10-minute or 15-minute script that you guys go through when the people reach out to you about a service or product that you offer? Do you go through a systematic approach on how you tick? If they tick all the boxes, they qualify to actually invest in time in you. Okay. Are you the right fit, or they are the right fit? Can you actually solve their problem? Okay. Out of 10, guys, just tap in there. Do you guys have a system in place to go and actually qualify leads that come into your sales pipeline?
7. 7 for Daniel, 7 for Kupesh, Ruben, and Peter. Most of them are 7.
Okay.
Isa says 1.
Okay. Don't forget, guys, this is new. Okay. Don't get confused between referrals, because that's easy. Okay. The next part. So when you get new people into your sales funnel, how successful are you guys in converting these people? It's easy enough to qualify them, but can you actually sell to them? Because in the IT world, most of you guys that are trying to do lead generation are not sales guys. Okay, you techie guys. Doing sales is, like Ian says, is a hell of a hard. That's why you spend money on marketing teams to do that for you.
All right, it says here 5, 7, 3.
Okay, 5, 7, 3. Okay.
8 for Isa. 6 for Ruben.
Okay. Let's go with that. Okay. So what we generally do with our clients is we take them through this process. And what I want you guys to do is, on the other slide, write down what's working, what's not working, what the opportunities there are, when we actually start talking about this together. Okay. Now, like I said to you before, we know we operate on a simple traffic light system. Okay, it's very easy for people to interpret, and we just show them where the gap is. Okay. Okay. We know before you guys even gave us your guys' answers that the biggest red piece of everybody that we chat to is this side here, is marketing. Okay. A lot of people said to us, with people, they've got a 9 or a 10, and they might have a 6 for platforms, that giving them a 16 out of 20. But let me tell you, you can be a guru at this section here. You know, you got your platforms in place, you know who your target audience is, you know everything like that, but everybody fails marketing, which means you can't engage with them. You can't go and create interest. So it doesn't matter how good a system you've got, knowing your target market, if you can't market to these people, you can't engage and you can't show interest to them about your product or services, that doesn't matter. Okay. So we know right from the outset that everybody that we chat to has this problem here. Okay. And that's why it's hell of important, as Ian says, as part of the framework that we use, we have people that go and do this for you, because people don't have time to create content, to go and do passive marketing. Okay. It takes a lot of effort to go and do that. So what I want you guys to do is just say, what's working, what's not working, what opportunities are, what we need to work on. Okay. And mark yourselves out of 60. Okay. I just wanted to see you guys out of 60. What did most of you guys get out of 60? Okay. And where's your main problem area? What you guys need to work on? Is it the connection stage? Is it your engagement stage? Or is it your converting stage? Okay. So go and mark it to say, my red zone is the engagement side. Orange is fine. I can convert people, and connect. Yes, that needs work. Okay.
Okay,
So
for
green
Daniel,
means, yep,
engagement for her.
engagement you got to work on, or is that a green? Has anybody got green? Has anybody got 17 and above out of 20 out of any one of these?
According to Isa, her total score is 19 out of 60, and her biggest problems are all areas. And for Daniel, the engagement is red.
Okay, so engagement is red. Anybody got any green?
Peter must be quite good. He's got a good score. Where's Peter?
Yeah, his score is 38 out of 60.
Okay.
Peter's here. Peter, you can turn on your microphone if you want to talk.
14, 10, 14, 38. Robin's
Okay.
got 31, I think. What did you say, Robin? 30? What did you say? 33.
33, yeah.
So we're different scores from the same organization.
That's good. That's all
But
right.
it's okay. We're not far off standard deviation. You know, it's not too bad.
Okay, so was
But,
engagement your biggest working block or stumbling block?
I agree. The marketing part is probably the
Yep.
bit. I mean, it's the getting, like we're doing the active marketing, the blogs and the video content. We actually got that quite well developed.
Okay.
The problem is actually getting people to the actual sessions. So
yeah,
obviously, you know, that's not working. And Robin, what did we do? We put how did we reach out to, I mean, I'm not directly involved with this. Robin's more involved. So Robin, can you help?
Yep.
Oh, you're asking what activities we did?
Yeah, what did we do to reach out? It was mainly just
Email.
posting emails to, you know, people we knew, and also that we had on Salesforce, and also posting on LinkedIn, and hoping that
just general
people
posts.
would
Yeah, we have
reshare and stuff like that.
and a lot of reach. Yeah.
Was that for a website? Sorry, webinar?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, webinar
Or a
series.
series of webinars. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
So we do webinars for our clients. We'll coach them through that process. You need about 14 emails in that.
14.
In that, yeah,
14,
it's a
yeah.
lot of.
What about
so that
400?
that's no 14 emails to actually get them to sign, register, everything else. That's where we coach our clients through that process.
14
so
emails to the same person.
Yeah, through a stage of 2 weeks.
Geez, you never sent me 14.
No, I don't
No,
know. We'll have to- that's how we coach our clients. Not that's not what we do. We're slightly different, but there's a process to get that success rate. So I get clients that are really targeted. They recently did the last one would be a document management solution and services they're selling. They would have done invited 30 people, 20 a pitch up, and over the month they've got 2 sales and 2 further proposals, and they're from 50 to 180 grand size deal size. So that just gives you an idea. But it takes you a while to get that honed in and get you those results.
yeah.
Okay. That's but
In
it's-
fairness,
it's an effort.
we did actually get we have got responses. It's just that it's not, it didn't turn me into Bill Gates overnight. So that's the problem.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. That's fair enough. Well, look, chat to us at some other stage. We'll go through a bit more detail with you guys. All right. Sorry, over to Peter. PJ.
Okay, is any other thoughts on that, guys? Is any other ones that you guys want to go for, get clarity on, what you guys need to work on? Connect, engage, or convert? Anybody need any help or clarity? Okay, all good. Okay, Ian, we'll hand over to you to go through this model here, which is hell of important to finding out where people are. So it's like a snapshot what we just discussed, and it morphs into what Ian's going to talk about now.
Yeah, I'm just pull this up on my iPad quickly. This is the 4 futures model. We did not invent it as good consultants. We've just adopted it slightly. So the 4 futures roadmap it's really your past is going to be your future generally. Okay, you ever heard that saying, your past is equals your future? It's quite a sad saying for a lot of people that haven't got a great past. But if you've got a great past, you're going to have a great future. Okay. Now, what actually happens is it's sort of here. This is what we do when we coach. We are actually a lot of the time, and we might, if we get time, we'll show you our accountability framework system that we go through with our clients to keep them engaged, to keep them, getting over the next hurdle through the journey of running an IT services business. It's not easy. We've all been there. We've all done it. And it's not easy. So if we just do nothing, example, today you arrived at work, you didn't come to the session, and you just carried on life like you've done in the last year. Okay, the result would be really, really the same type of result. Generally, we're talking, unless something really happens differently, like you win the jackpot or something really amazing happens. But generally, most people we talk to, and we do this all the time, when we have our one-on-one calls with our clients, or potential clients, I should say, we write down a whole lot of information. A year later, it comes up a notification to contact them. They haven't actually grown their business at all. Some of them have even gone backwards. It might have been 15 staff, 20 staff. They're now 1 staff or 10 staff, whatever. They've gone down rather than up. Okay. So what I would like you guys to do is, what is your best, good, below, and worst case scenario? On a piece of paper, you can just draw this out. Okay. On a piece of paper, draw it out. If your best case scenario, let's say if I had a business that was doing 4 mil turnover. Okay. And I'm currently, let's just do this. Let me redo this. I haven't done this drawing for a while. Let's say you're doing, a mil, just for math's sakes. And nothing changed. You're more than likely next year doing a mil. If you didn't do anything that's different. If you did stuff that was good, you could actually potentially get to 2 mil. All right. Or you can get to 4 mil. Those are the sort of best case, good, average. But there is another scenario, folks. You could actually lose money. You could buy 500K down, or maybe a mil down. I see this all the time. People don't believe it happens, but it does happen in IT. People get tired, people get confused, divorced. People have a whole lot of reasons why life doesn't work for them. What we do, we've got to get you guys from A to B. I've got a coach from the US, does Olympians, he does everything. Super coach, basically. There's only one other guy who's better ranked as a coach for executive level, and he actually died 15 years ago. And was one of my dreams was actually to get him to meet him, but he died before he did. He coached all the Google guys, Apple, Tim Cook, a lot. They call him the billionaire coach. It's a good book. Go and read it. The Google guys actually wrote it on his behalf. Okay. My coach goes through this diagram all the time with people. And 9 out of 10 times, if you do not change your behavior or do something that's very, very different between here and there, you're going to end up the same. You've got to lift yourselves up. You've got to actually have a process, have a strategy. You've got to have a process or framework to get you from whatever you have as current to good or to best. We want to be working with you here. Here, sometimes it happens. When I talk to guys, they'll ask me, Ian, how do we know what growth we can get? I say, if you do everything I tell you on the E12, which is the program I run, I can, and you do the work, you do the homework, get you to 20% growth year on year without killing yourself. Now, I get clients to go from 20% to 50% growth year on year. I've been there. I've done it myself personally. Not once, not twice, 3 times. It killed me. All right. Virtually, it did. But I'm one of these guys that, you know, I love a target, and I put my head back and I make sure I got a team around me. Everything I have in my personal little life outside of my coaching business, I've got teams. I've got teams of people running a few things I do outside of this business. Okay. So I'm on the court. I'm playing the game. I'm not a spectator on the side. If you guys want to move from A to B, okay, let's just say this is your A and this is your B. How are you going to get there? All right. So part of the stuff we do, we help you do lead gen properly. We sort that out. We help you do scaling your business, your IT services business. We help you doing that. Okay. It's a lot of effort that we take and put into it to get those results. We only want people who actually want to do the work that join our programs. We've got a really high success rate doing this stuff. And it's because we've got a validation process, which is going to happen after this. You guys will, hopefully one or two of you guys will reach out to us, have a conversation. And once we do that, we'll actually have a transparent conversation as where you want to be and where you get to. So if we do have a call with you guys ever in the next year, whatever it is, think about this 4 futures map and see where you want to go. But unfortunately, people do end up down here and down here. It happens all the time. Okay. Does that make sense to people? We're here right now, and you want to get to here is where we generally go, but how do you get the next levels up and to the where you ever want to be? I've got a document that I go through when I get onboard clients. It's called the 1-page strategy. I call it the 1-page strategy because it's about 9 pages. and it's just a way to make it easy for them to, yeah, we're going to do the 1-page strategy. That 1-page strategy is vital to growing your IT services business. It's rock solid. All my clients go through it. I went through this morning with about 15 clients on a call from 9 to 10 on the 1-page strategy. Works out the forecast, works out the lead gen, works out everything that you got to get from A to B in your business. All right, enough said on that. PJ, anything I left out of that? I haven't done that four futures roadmap for a while.
No, that's fine. Because
That's
we're
right.
running out of time. So
Go
we'll
for it.
choose. Yep.
Okay, the next part there is price is perception. People undervalue their services. One of the first things I do when I talk to clients that come on board, have a chat to them around valuation. How do they actually value their time or their staff's time on client side? You undersell yourselves so much, and it's because, you know, if you're getting a good result or good outcome for your customers, they should be paying for that result. So if you get a tip out of this at all today, is the value. If you're giving the clients the right value, you can up your rates. Don't hold back. Up your rates. Don't go down. Rather not do that work. and go and find a client who's going to pay you for the right amount. But you can only do that if you've got the right leads and the right deal flow coming through. All right, I'm going to jump you. Yeah, PJ, you're going to jump on. I'll just jump off the slide.
Okay, so as Ian brought up there, we're just going to go through quickly on what do we actually need, okay, to do lead generation. Okay, so startup phase. What we need is a core offer. Okay, we need a core offer. Okay, we need a target audience. Okay, we need to make sure that we are sharing the offer in the right place, which is LinkedIn that we're doing. Okay. Number 4 is, how do you convey your message to your target audience? Okay. Those are the 4 things you need to get done with lead generation. What's your core offer? Who's your target audience? Share your offer in the right place. And how do you convey your message to your target audience? Now, on the setup stages, what do you need to do to implement to get this all set up? Obviously, you need a LinkedIn profile. Okay. You need a system / database with all your PFCs in there that you can actually go and message to send your core offers to. Okay. How do we actually scale this? So we've got your core offer, target market. We know that your LinkedIn profile is done. We've got a system. We've got a database of people we want to go and target. How do we take this to the next level? Okay. How we do it is we have automated systems, which is the IMA system. Okay. We do the huge chunk of marketing that we've just gone through. Okay. We make sure that there's a sales automation process that we follow through. Okay. And we make sure that we are targeting the right people. And with us, we have the right people that are going to help you guys. We call them CAs, which is a campaign assistants that actually go and do this work for you guys. And that's what enables you guys to scale this at the next level. Okay. That's very, very important with regards to scaling. Like Ian has said, to scale, you need the right people who's our CAs to go and do lead generation. It's vitally important that people understand that, because there's a lot of work that's involved with regards to that. Okay. Now, I'm just going to quickly run through. This is our model. Okay. This is actually what we do. Okay. And there's a huge amount of work involved in this. Okay. Ian, can you just talk about your RP for what we do?
Yeah, look, it's what we bring. It's a methodology, accelerators, it's the content, it's everything. We bring it all. It's either wrapped up in IMA or it's through our learning platform that we go through, where people can actually, you see what's happening with other people in the IT services industry or software industry, and use that information to actually scale their business. Okay, I'm very big on IP. I went through a session today and this morning with a whole lot of clients. Everything was template driven. They can do the work a lot easier, quicker, faster. It gets done. Otherwise, they just don't do it.
Okay.
All right.
So you need to design your signature system and then create a demand and influence so you can gauge prospects quicker and nurture leads on autopilot. Okay. That's part of the platform. We've designed a huge, massive database. Okay. Where you actually can put all your leads in. Okay. The people which I've just touched on just now, it's people. We have a full-time CA that does this for you. Okay. Because we know this doesn't work. Okay. Like we demonstrated through doing passive and active marketing. What's involved in passive and active marketing? Okay. The CAs do all of this for you. Okay. The automated systems that we use is the IMA systems that we use to go and make sure that the marketing is automated in the background. Okay. The qualification process that we go through on this end, we give our clients 800 PFCs per LinkedIn profile, meaning that we go and identify who these right people are, and we actually go and do this work. Like Ian said, it takes a week to go and do this work for our clients to make sure we're targeting the right people, okay? Because we want to make sure that these people that we're targeting are committed, and at the end of the day, they're the right target audience. Therefore, we can make it easier to close these people in sales, okay? That's why it's vitally important that in each area of this is that we've got a framework and a methodology that we work with consistently to actually engage, connect, and convert people. Okay. This is the massive model that we've designed and we go through with all our CAs with regards to working with our clients. And this is everything that we actually give as a service to our clients, because it's a massive amount of work that goes into doing lead generation. Okay. So you've got to make sure you design your signature system that you can use. Okay. You need to implement your marketing approach and your framework to amplify your target audience and build more engagement and generate leads. Okay. You then need to have an autopilot, meaning that you guys can do self-filling calendar strategies, make it simple using technology to work harder so you don't have to. Okay. So all of this work takes a lot of time and effort. Okay. So that's in a nutshell exactly what we do for our clients who are on the elite program. There's a lot of work that is involved to do this. Okay. I know we're just out of time, but we'll just move on to, have people got any specific questions or anything they'd like to know that we've just gone through?
Yes, you can now open your mic if you have
Open
any
up to the
questions.
floor, guys.
Can directly ask PJ right now and Ian for your questions.
Yeah, the prices that you referred to earlier, were they prices relative to a contract or fee, or you were locked into a contract for a certain term?
For our contracts, so like we say there, if you go to the starter, premium, or the elite program, I'll just talk about the elite, okay? Because the elite is a contract or that we go through, which is a 90-day process, okay? There's an upfront payment, and therefore after you pay 3,000 per month, it's a 90-day program that we run through, okay? So you're committed for 90 days, okay? Thereafter, we use your database thereafter, and generally 90% of our clients use that unless they're going for a really specific target approach. They carry on in using our services with the CAs because they carry on their marketing approach. So with regards to the ones that are up at the top here, we set you guys up, and it takes at least 6 months if you're going to do the starter package, or 4 to 6 months using the premium package, because there's outcomes. The more you go for the lead program, the bigger outcomes you're going to get, obviously.
Okay.
With your with your CAs, what do they sort of masquerade as, an employee of our company, or how does that work?
So how that works is the CAs will go onto your LinkedIn profiles, and they will actually do the work for you on your LinkedIn profile. So one CA handles 2 LinkedIn profiles, generally for people in businesses, where most people, we either have 2 scenarios. One person talks the business language, another person talks the technical language, or you have a person that specifically deals in the services side of the industry, and another person pitching a product. And that's how we generally use. So they'll work on directly on your own LinkedIn profile. And there are systems. Yeah.
They get integrated into your environment. So basically, if you're on Teams, Microsoft Teams, they will actually be integrated into your Teams environment, and they'll be working with you for the full 8 hours a day. Okay.
And so Salesforce, LinkedIn, that's not a problem.
Yeah.
No, so most of our clients, how they work it is that people rank their customers when they come in for lead gen, like tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. And if the tier 1 guys need to be nurtured into your CRM system, what they do is they take that and put it into your CRM system. So
Yeah.
that's what we also accommodate for our clients.
That's right. So if you don't use the IMA system, and I know you guys, I looked at your website, you are Salesforce partners, so you have to use Salesforce, I suppose. But we're crazy not to. But you know, you could get the person to use Salesforce, and if you HubSpot and you spent a lot of money and you're involved in HubSpot quite a bit, then they'll just do HubSpot for you, Pipedrive. But IMA, it doesn't matter. They'll do that. And we can automate stuff. We've got a team of automation people that automate things between LinkedIn as well as, you know, other platforms like Salesforce, like Pipedrive, like HubSpot, using Zapier and other stuff in between. Depends on what you guys want to use. So we do automate a lot of that stuff as well. So you keep all that good information that you're getting from LinkedIn against those contacts, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Ian, we have a question here.
Go for it.
How many clients we have in UK, and how do you work with time difference of 9 or 10 hours?
Great. So
Good.
good question. PJ, you can go for that one. So
Yeah.
we wake up, I do the US clients some mornings, because obviously it's one zone. So, you know, that's and then PJ does the afternoon shift sometimes as well. So if that makes sense. PJ?
Yeah, it all depends. It all depends if the guys are scaling or lead gen. If it's lead gen, I jump in at night time. Generally have a specific time that we jump on. It's either 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock our time that we jump on, and we have an hour session with our clients. Or in the US, it starts at 6 o'clock in the morning, and we jump on with them in the mornings.
All right. Any more questions? I think we don't have any questions here already.
Okay.
Great. Thanks for everyone attending. I hope you learned something out of that session today. If you need anything, get back to us. Great.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. We will email you the replay and some of your freebies. Thank you.
Yeah.
Have a good
Thanks,
day.
team. Thanks for everybody for joining us. And like we said, it's all recorded. All the workbooks are there. If it's insightful for you guys, just reach out and we can have another discussion. Thanks for your time.